Welcome back to Microtechfix. This board is from one of my customers, a technician. So the complaint is that the board is not coming on. Board is not coming on. So the first thing I will do is to first of all, inject voltage. I will inject voltage to it and observe it under thermal camera. So and see what is going on. So now I'm connecting the voltage to inject into the board. As you can see, so the voltage is connected to the board and nothing, no element of light at all. No light shows on the board. So let's observe it under the camera. So under the camera, I can see two components, 240 components. 40 component is showing up under the. Let's try to identify it. Let's try to identify it. This one, and this is the second one. This is the second one, as you can see. This is the second one. Let me mark it. Can you see it? Let me show it to you. Can you see it now? Two components. Can you see it? I think you can see the two components under the camera. So these are the two components faulty. So it may be a cause from one of the components. So let's see which one has the highest temperature. Which one have the highest temperature? This one is focus. So 60.5, and this one is something. So let's go for the for this one first. Let's change this one, this particular one, and see if there will be live again. Let me remove the component. This is my sodium ion, a very wonderful one. So the power is disconnected already. So let me apply Amtech Flux, one of the best flux in the market. So they didn't pay me for the advert, but I'm only telling the truth about the the products. The product is a wonderful one. Amtech Flux is one of the best flux in this field. So let me disconnect one leg and read the component. If the component is still good. Let's go to diode mode. And now in diode mode, let's see. Component is bad, as you can see. So very easy and quickly, with the help of the thermal camera. I had a review of it in one of my videos, complete review. So this is a practical demonstration of the camera. It's been wonderful, so wonderful. It is packed with a lot of features, professional features that you will see on most of all these expensive, very expensive thermal imaging camera. It's also expensive, but when we talk about expensive, we are talking about thousands of dollars. The camera you will buy thousands of dollars. So this one is a few hundreds of dollars. So it's a few hundreds of dollars. So that is it. So let's change the diodes. Under the microscope, let's see. Let's see it under the microscope. So we are under the microscope now. Let me clean it. So this is it. I have the diode. Let me quickly change it. Or maybe I should try and see if I can get a donor board. If I can get a donor board, I think that will be better. And it will make the changing fast. Let me see this one here. Can this one go for it? No, not the type. I don't want to waste much of our time. Let's see. So I have a bunch of parts here for use. Because most of the parts we use in this field are not very common, so we have to stock. We have to stock parts. Because customer will not be waiting for you, in most cases, to order parts. So you need to have parts in stock. I can use this. Yes, I can use that one. Let me use this one. Now, so now let's go back to the test and see again. We still need to change the other component. Let's see. We still have that. So let's still watch under the camera. The camera is going to take a little while. I have to off it to save battery. So booting time is a few seconds, so it's ready now. So let's see. What do we have? We still have the components 40. All right. If that is the case, and meanwhile, before I go ahead, let me increase the amperage. Increase the amperage a little. What's going to happen? No solution yet. Okay, let me read the component again. We have short circuit here. So let me disconnect. The other one there is a protector. One here is a protector. And if the IC is bad, that is the second component that is giving off the temperature. It's bad. It's bad, you know. It's going to affect this one as well. So before we go into changing of that one, So these are two terminal components. Let's tackle them first. Even this one I remove. Let me test it and see. Where is it? Nowhere to be found again. Oh. Nowhere to be. That's why when we are dealing with component like that, we need to be careful. So this one is okay. So definitely the second component is bad. It may even be responsible. It may be responsible for the the other one we are talking about. So let's see if we can find the component. But if you can't find it, go ahead with the changing of the IC. I think that is what we are going to do now. I can't find it. So I can't find it. Let me return this one. This one is okay. This one is okay. So we'll go ahead with the changing of the IC. Have the IC in stock. Where is it? Where is the IC? Have the IC in stock. So now the hot air to the temperature to 450 degrees. 450 degrees centigrade. So let me protect this LED. This is how the customer packed the board. Because there is no standoff here. So use something to pack, to separate, that is to insulate the two board. And that is good. That is good, and that is what is normal. Abnormal is when you don't separate the board. If there is no standoff, you have to put something to separate it, to insulate the board from each other, in order not to cause havoc, because it can lead to another fault. It can blow up the board. So Amtech Flux, the hot air is ready. Let's put it under the watch of the microscope. So the IC is removed. As you can see, the IC is removed. I don't think you are able to see it. That's it. Now, the one I want to put, I usually have to thin the terminal with lead. That's how I go about it. I don't think you are seeing what I'm doing. Okay, maybe I should go under the microscope for easy view. All right, that is it. So the Amtech Flux, that's the method I use, easy method for easy fix. All right. So if you want to be, see most of, most of all these technical, repair, you need to like and subscribe. Share it to people you know are in need of this service. Let them know. Many people are not aware that most of these things can be repaired. So if you know it, let other people know. Subscribe, share, and comment. This is a grinder. I want to expose the copper layer of the terminal, that is of the contact point of the IC. For easy bond. For easy bond. This is one of the tricks I use in fixing this. Most of the time when you put the IC, it may not stay, because most of these components are from China. China produce wonderful components, but there are still some components that when you buy it, the component is a good one, but they use inferior coating on it. So that is what I do for easy bonding. For easy bonding, let's go back to the board. I see under the microscope. This work is not what someone can just get into. You need to be trained. You cannot undo micro-soldering. You cannot do this. You need to be good in micro-soldering. So one of my mentors is Microtechfix in America. Microtechfix. One of my mentors. I'm in Nigeria. So as somebody in the field of electronics, you still need to learn from other people. People who have experience better than you still need to learn from them to build more experience. That is it. Because if you are good in electronics, if you are good in repair, there are some basic, there are still some knowledge that may still be lacking in your approach. You may still not be able to do some, to handle some work if you are not trained. Now you are getting this training free of charge. Although we are still coming to that when people will have to pay some be to have access to some advanced repair when we get to that. So that will be applied. Because what you don't pay for, you don't know the value. You don't appreciate. That is how human being is. So if you are giving a free, tutorial, free knowledge out for people to benefit. You can imagine somebody who is watching this tutorial and is still having it in mind that I will not subscribe. No, you are doing yourself. You are doing yourself. You are only doing yourself. When you are gaining from somebody, you need to contribute. You need to contribute to where you are benefiting. I have some people in this field who I subscribe to. Not that they are better than I, but they are in the forefront. They have more subscribers than I. Why not contributing to their success? And that is how life is built. Contribute to other people's success for you to be successful. That is the formula. So as you are watching this, not subscribe, try and subscribe, like and share. Share the video. So let me turn it. Now, let's go. I think it's not aligned yet. Now tell me, if you are not working under the microscope, how will you be able to do this? How will you be able to do this? How will you be able to do it successfully? That is what we are telling people. You need to invest in tools that will enhance your work, that will take your work to the next level. So the iron alone is not, and even so the iron, you need to invest in, better soldering iron. Look at this one. This soldering iron is not just ordinary soldering iron. It compensates. When you want to use it, when you apply it to use it, it compensates for the heat lost. Not just ordinary soldering iron. So I'm now using soldering flux. Make it faster and better. I have some bridges, no problem. I will sort that out. That's not a problem. I know how to tackle that. And tackling that is not just so easy like that if you don't have the right tool. If you don't have the right tool, you may not be able to tackle it. As you can see, I combine all the legs together at once. So that is how I go about it. Now, I'll be using Wick, soldering Wick, to do that, to remove the excess soldering. This one now still have some lead on it, not a problem. So clean the tip. the iron. Now I want to remove the excess. You can see we have a clean soldering now. I think you can see it. And the other side as well. Yeah, clean, very clean, as you can see. Let's clean the board and test the board. We clean and test. You cannot just be working without cleaning. You need to clean. Don't mess up your work. Don't mess up the area where you work. You clean, you mop. Let everything be clean so that when it is clean, you'll be able to see it clearly. There will not be anything like hidden, bridges or whatever. Let's see, do we have a bond? Wonderful bond, yes. Now let's test. Let's test the board again. I want to power the board on the bench now to see. And before I do that, let me read the diode again if there is still short circuit there. Because before there was a short circuit, I thought it was the diode that was bad. So I changed the diode, but the short circuit was still there. Let's see if the short circuit is still there. Short circuit is still there. Wow. Short circuit is still there. What is wrong here? What is wrong? We still have short circuit. What is wrong? Something is wrong. We have issue here. We have issue here. What is still going on? What is going on here now? A bad guy hidden. We have a hidden bad guy, and we need to fish it out. We don't need it here. So let me disconnect one leg of the diode. Okay, one leg is disconnected. Let me read again and see if there is still short circuit. No more short circuit. Wow, what is going on here? Okay, let me put it back and see again. No short circuit now. So let's test the board and see. Are we going to have a live board now? Let's see. Okay. 1, 3, 2, 1, 0. Go. Yes, yes, yes. We have a live board. As you can see, I don't think you see it. Let me hold the lights for you to see what I'm seeing. For you to see what I'm seeing. Let me power it for you to see now. I think you can see. The board is back. We have working board now. We have perfect working board. So don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel so that whenever we have any useful video like this, you'll be one of the first people, to see it. So until we meet again, Have a nice day. Bye.